Namaste guys, welcome to the 17th December session of the Hindu analysis connecting current affair with the static part. So first page we can see the advertisement of government of Rajasthan, but whatever they have mentioned here can be important for the those who are preparing for Rajasthan examination. Like you can see some schemes are mentioned here like Mukhyamantri Kisan Mitra Urja Yojana grant of rupees 1,000 per month. Indra Mahila Shakti Yojana fund of rupees 100,000 crore for women empowerment. Udan Yojana distribution of free sanitary napkins to all adolescent girls and women. So all these things are important. Udan Yojana especially is important because when we see at the center level UDAN Udan scheme, it is for the civil aviation scheme. Ude Desh ka Aam Nagrik. But Udan UDAAN is something else. You can remember that thing especially. So that is important here. So coming on to the important part of our UPSC discussion. So on page number 1, we can see that in brief section, Metroman Sridharan quits active politics. So you can remember who is known as Metroman. So it is Sridharan. So at the age of 90, he has quit active politics quite early, but you can remember his name as a Metroman. So yesterday we have seen that India has celebrated, not only India but Bangladesh has also celebrated the 50 years of their victory over the Pakistani genocidal forces. So you can remember that thing as well. But what is important here is what is Bangbandhu. Here it is Bangbandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. So who is known as the Bangbandhu Sheikh? It is Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And when you are studying Bangbandhu, so you can remember the Bangbandhu satellite, the first Bangladeshi geostationary communication and broadcasting satellite that has been launched by some other space agency for the Bangladeshi. You can write down in comment section that which space agency has launched its Bangbandhu satellite. Bangladesh Bangbandhu satellite. Was it ISRO, NASA, SpaceX, or something else? So you can write down in comment section. And another important part here is about the India and Bangladesh trade has crossed $10 billion. So just remember that these facts and because on the trade policies and especially the trade in South Asia, India's trade in South Asian countries, it is very important for the examination point of view, as this was asked in 2020 UPSC prelims examination as well. So you can remember that thing as well. And you can also see the Matri Setu bridge on the river Feni in the Tripura, and which connects India and Bangladesh. And you can also see the Matri Express, which is run between India and Bangladesh. And India, what is the importance of Bangladesh for India's connectivity through the northeast? As we can see that in through land route, there is a small narrow passage known as the Chicken Neck Corridor or the Siliguri Corridor. So Bangladesh is very important for India's internal security point of view, as the longest boundary in India has. India longest land boundary that India shares is with Bangladesh. So you can remember that thing as well. So coming on to the page number on the first page number 1 itself, it's time to correct wrong farming practices, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So very important article. It's you can read that article because he said small farmers who own less than 2 acres made of 80% of the country's farming population, and he was just talking about the here it is zero budget natural farming, promoting zero budget natural farming, and also the fertilizer, the chemical fertilizer, to give away the chemical fertilizer and science based using the cow dung. Here it is cow dung and urine indigenous cows, advocating a completely science based shift from chemistry labs to nature's laboratory. So that is important article. And here you can also see that Prime Minister Narendra Modi was mentioning about the Green Revolution. So you can refer the Green Revolution, and who is known as the father of Green Revolution in India? It was M.S. Swaminathan. And who is known as the father of Green Revolution in worldwide? It is Norman Borlaug. And you can also read about the zero budget natural farming practices that has been covered in previous 2 sessions of the Hindu as well. So you can refer yesterday's newspaper or day before yesterday's newspaper. So important to cover. Coming to the page number 2, on page number 2, here is an important article about the data protection bill has provisions for the right to be forgotten. So what is right to be forgotten? A new concept. It is a new concept that is in India, where an individual could seek to remove or delete online post which may contain an embarrassing picture, videos, or something else. So what you can remember is right to be forgotten. an important part of this bill. And you can also refer the BN Shri Krishna committee, which has been formed for this data protection bill as well. So coming on to the page number 3. On page number 3, here it is a very important article. Government has cut petrol prices to curb revenue fall. So you will be wonder that how cutting the revenue will increase the cutting the tax price, cutting the tax will increase the revenue. So a very famous economist was there, known as Laffer. He has given a Laffer curve. In his curve, he has said that if tax rates are increased above a certain level, then tax revenues can actually fall because higher tax rate discourages people. So his concept was given for the direct taxes, but it is applied in indirect taxes as well, because higher the tax rate will increase the prices of the product, and people will feel discouraged to buy that product, and lower prices will lead to the greater demand, and more demand will lead to the more sale, and more sale will lead to the more revenue. So you can remember Laffer curve and the concept of Laffer with respect to this article. Like sale of petrol and wet collection has dropped fuel as fuel was more costly in capital. So you can remember that thing as well, because higher tax rate has actually discouraged the consumption itself. So that's important for the examination point of view. So coming on to the page number 5. Page number 5 has nothing but Chhattisgarh model. uh, you don't need to remember Chhattisgarh model. What is important here is uh, in every field, what an ideal government should do, and what you can write for mains examination. So it is mentioned here, like for farmers, debt-free farmer, input subsidies, improving productivity, farm income, strengthening overall economy, financial assistance to rural landless laborers. So very important, you can remember, you will get enough material for your mains answer writing, because it has mentioned about almost every field: cattle farmers, women, tribals, forest dwellers, youth, healthcare, education, industries, and environment, sports, electricity, urban development. So everything has been covered here. So you will get enough material to write in your mains examination. So very important, you can read these things. Like for forest dwellers, declaring MSP for minor forest produce first in our country, important, very important, these things as well. So coming on to the page number 6, editorial page, there's a one important article about the wrong forum. So recently you must be knowing that Ireland and Niger has raised issue to declare climate change as the global security threat. But India, and along with India, Russia has also voted against that resolution. So it has not been passed in the United Nations Security Council. And why? Because since we have another forum to talk about the climate change, like United Nations Framework Convention for Climate Change. So why these things are being raised in Security Council, United Nations Security Council? So it has, you can read that article, very important article regarding the UNSC as well as a UNFCCC as well. So another important article on the same page was about the WTO's challenge to MSP is another frontier to cross. So what this article is referring about, the agriculture agreement on agriculture. Here you can see, here it is, agreement on agriculture, very important part of your economy point of view. And this article is also talking about the 3 types of subsidies. Here you can see divided into 3 categories: green box, blue box, and amber box measures. So and also you can see what is trade distorting subsidy and what is non-trade distorting subsidy. And you can also see what is aggregate measure of support. Here it is, aggregate measurement of support. And what is income based. Here it is, provide the income support. So income based subsidies, you can refer what is income based support. And very important article to read. You will get your almost most of the concept on the agreement of agriculture, and with respect to WTO MSP you will cover here. So we will come with a separate video also on the MSP issue. So we will cover the agreement on agriculture also in that particular video. So stay tuned. So coming on to the page number 7, yeah, APSPA. We have also already announced that APSPA, a new important video is coming on APSPA. So stay tuned for that. And from the archives page, Bangladesh is born, like 50 years ago. That was the headline of the editorial, headline of the some article which has been mentioned here. So you can remember that thing as well. Coming on to the page number 8. Page number 8, some tidbits are in news like public sector bank union go on 2 days strike. Process to identify next CDS has been started. So that is important part. But what is more important is to read is cabinet not to raise uh, girls marriage age to 21. So what is important here to know is what is child marriage act. Like this article is talking about the child marriage act to be amended. So that is important. And you can also read about the Sharda Act of 1930. What was it, Sharda Act? And there is also important thing, act known as Brahmo Marriage Act or Native Marriage Act, that was passed in 1871. So you can read that article, read that act as well, and you can write down in comment section with which social reformers it has been associated with. Is it Rajaram Mohan Roy or Keshav Chandra Sen? So you can write down in comment section. So coming on to the page number 8, here it is Putin Modi Xi meet soon official. So there will be an RIC summit, Russia, India, and China summit after the after LAC crisis. It will be a first of its kind. So you can remember that thing as well. RIC summit, very important. So coming on to page number 10, there is an important article on page number 10. It is 9. Yeah, here it is. On page number 10, Supreme Court Collegium rejects the High Court judge name. So you can remember that the who is the Justice Pushpa Ganediwala, additional judge of the Bombay High Court. Why she was rejected by the Collegium? Because of her controversial skin-to-skin contact judgment regarding the POXO Act. So you can remember that thing as well. What is POXO Act and what is skin-to-skin judgment given with respect to the POXO Act. So that is important part. Coming on to the page number 11. Yeah, it is world politics, international relation point of view. So USA, some tidbits. USA faces double coronavirus surge. EU for booster shot. What is more important? USA has imposed sanction against China over the abuse of Uyghurs. So it is first time that USA has sanctioned China over some issues. Uh, some Uyghur Muslim issues. So you can remember the Xinjiang region and its location on map, and with which country it shares its borders, and what are Uyghurs. Were they of Turkic origin or Kazakh origin? You can write down in comment section as well. So another important article, here it is Super Typhoon Ray hampers Philippines. So typhoon is another name for the cyclone itself. So in Australia, it is called known as Willy Willy. In Americas, it is known as hurricane. So different areas has some different names given to the cyclone itself. So you can remember that thing as well. The tidbit is North Korea trying to hide executions from the world. So चलता रहता है ये. Iran, no nuclear images for IEA. So International Association for International Atomic Energy Association. So you can remember that there's two important groups: International Atomic Energy Association, which India is part of, and International Energy Association, only Energy Association, India Energy Association, which India is not part of. So that's something ironical. You can remember that thing as well. Coming on to the page number 12. Yeah, there is an important article on the regarding the FDI. So FDI may decline by 20%, says some some organization, not necessary to remember which organization, but you can remember that India comes at the 9th rank if it comes to receive a recipient of the FDI, foreign direct investment. And you will be amazed to know that highest FDI in India comes from not from USA or some developed countries. It is coming from Singapore and Mauritius. Why? Because of the DTAA, double tax avoidance agreement, that India has signed with these countries. You can read about that thing as well. And also what due to DTAA, BEPS happening. BEPS, what is BEPS? Base erosion and profit shifting. So on against base erosion and profit shifting, G7 meeting has proposed the global minimum tax of 15% for all. So you can connect these things as well. Another important article here is federal sees 3 rate increases in 2022 as inflation battle begins. So when Federal Bank of the United States increases its rate, so all the investment all over the world comes back to the USA. So you can remember that thing as well. what is its relation? So IMF chief has said regulation needed for cryptocurrency. Yes, it is obviously needed. So you can remember which country was the first to declare Bitcoin as a legal tender, and in India, uh, which committee, Subhash Chandra Garg committee, was formed, which recommended the ban of private cryptocurrency. So you can remember that thing as well. Um, so there was no text and context page in today's newspaper. So that's all from today's newspaper. We'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you.